As soon as you tell somebody that you're a witch, or that word gets out that you are a witch, you'll find that it won't take too long before somebody comes to you believing that they've been cursed. And often you'll talk to them a little bit about the situation, and they'll tell you that there's a whole lot of things that are going wrong in their life, and that they believe that they've been cursed, and that somebody particularly has cursed them. So how do you know if that's actually true, or that there isn't something else going on with that person? Hi, I'm Sandra from MysteryWitchSchool.com, and if you're new to Wicca and Witchcraft and you want to become a witch or a Wiccan, hit the subscribe button below so that you don't miss anything. This video is about how do you determine whether you've been cursed or somebody else has been cursed, or if it's just negative energy that may be indirectly sent to you or the other person by somebody around them who's jealous of them or angry at them or something, or it isn't just that person creating their own bad luck simply because of their own vibration, their own mindset. So cursing doesn't happen as often as people like to think it does, and if you talk to the person who's been cursed or thinks they've been cursed, you need to really ask them, okay, this person that you think has cursed you, do they know anything about spellcraft, magic, cursing, hexing, or witchcraft or magic anyway? Like, do they actually know how to curse? Is it something that you know that they would know how to do? I had somebody email me telling me that they had been cursed by somebody's father because that father happened to be belonging to another non-Western religion. And it didn't make sense to me. Why would you think that just because they're not a Christian or belong to a non-Western religion that they would be cursing you? Where's the evidence? Does this person practice magic? Is that part of their tradition? Do they practice magic within that tradition? What do you know about this person's capacity as in to practice magic? You need to know that about people. There are cases where you can have people praying for something to happen to another person. If a person who follows a religion where they pray to a deity, and that deity is praying is what they do to get anything happening in their lives, often they will pray to the deity, because if they're so self-righteous as to believe that they're right and you're wrong, or that other person is wrong, they will actually pray to God to punish that person. And that is a form of cursing as well, because they're actually putting it out there to the universe that they want something bad to happen to this person. So that can also be a form of cursing. And I was asked this question on this channel about, how can non-believers in the craft still be able to curse? And that is kind of an explanation that they can use prayer to curse, because they can pray to their deity to punish that person. And they may self-righteously believe that they have every right to do that, depending on who they are and what their beliefs are in that tradition. If a person is jealous, if a person is feeling very resentful towards you or that person, they may be sending negative energy or negative daggers towards that person. And if they're a very focused person and they have a lot of energy and a lot of rage, they can influence you or the other person in a way that could be unpleasant. So it's not as if people would be maybe consciously cursing somebody. It's that that person may just be picking up some negative vibes that somebody has about them, or picking up negative energy that that person may be thinking about them. So that may be affecting certain situations and beliefs that somebody is under a curse also at the same time. Magic is an influence. It's not a sure thing. So just because somebody says they're going to curse you, or they are throwing negative energy at you or another person, doesn't mean that it's necessarily going to take effect, especially if you have a lot of protection around you energetically anyway, and you have a high vibration as a person, that you're quite positive in yourself, you are more self-empowered, you do have a positive mindset, and you generally have a higher energy signature. It's harder for anybody's cursing or ill will to actually affect you. So a lot of to do with the cursing thing or picking up negative vibrations also has to do with you or the other person's energy signature and vibration. So this is where it comes to the point that if a person hasn't done the shadow work, and they tend to find themselves often in situations that are very dark and very negative, often it's not so much that somebody else is throwing anything at them, it's that their mindset's actually creating the negative circumstances. The mindset's creating it. It's all done by themselves and their programming, conditioning, upbringing, beliefs about themselves and the world around them that create this pattern of bad luck. And this is generally the majority of cases with people. It isn't that somebody else is throwing stuff at them, they're actually doing it to themselves. And what needs to happen for those people is they need to do that healing. They need to do the shadow work and the healing and change their beliefs about themselves and the world around them so that they start to raise their vibration and start to act in ways that actually bring more positive circumstances to them. So there's three different scenarios. Somebody could be definitely cursing, somebody could just be throwing negative energy unconsciously, it could simply be the person themselves is in a very negative pattern of thinking and behaving and reacting, and that just perpetuates more negativity in their lives. Now that's not saying getting into that whole blame the victim thing. You see this in law of attraction, where people get so caught up in the whole law of attraction, you create your own reality thing, that they lose empathy for people who are struggling with their mindset or are struggling with their life. And so that person's constantly being blamed all the time for all the negative things that come at them. Or if you follow that whole law of attraction thing and you are having a time where a lot of negative stuff is happening, it's very easy to want to then beat yourself up because you believe you're attracting it all, so therefore it's all your fault. Don't take that attitude with the person, because we all fall into negative thinking. We all fall into this thing of sometimes attracting negative circumstances to us. A lot of it is momentum from past lives, situations and relationships with that person from past lives that need to be resolved. So it isn't just about mindset. It's also other factors that can come into these situations as well. So it's not as simple as saying, well, you've attracted it to you, so therefore it's all your fault. Or, oh, I've attracted all this to myself, therefore it's all my fault and I'm going to beat myself up. Take the situation as it is. Just look at it as a situation and go, okay, if this is something you've created yourself or I've created myself, great, what can I do about it? How can I change it? Look for the solution. Don't look at the problem. Don't beat the person up for the problem. Don't beat people up for their mindset. Just go, okay, this may be the problem. Let's find the solution. Let's do some magic. Let's do some shadow work. Let's do whatever we can to solve this situation rather than dwell on the negativity of it or who's to blame, so to speak, because that doesn't achieve anything. It doesn't achieve any outcomes, and it just adds to the negativity, which just builds, of course, more negativity. So if somebody has been cursed and they've got the symptoms of being cursed, which can be, a lot of bad luck happening to them, a lot of physical sensations of having a fuzzy head, not being able to concentrate, anxiety, not being able to sleep. There's a lot of things that can be, the cursing can be involved. Maybe their job's suffering, maybe their business is suffering. Certainly do a curse breaking spell for them. It won't hurt to break a curse spell, even if the person hasn't been cursed. That doesn't hurt anybody because it's just breaking a curse, and whether it's there or whether it's not there, nobody's being harmed. If it is negative energy that's coming from another person, same thing. Break that negative energy the same way you would do a breaking the curse spell. You can do a breaking the curse spell will also work for somebody throwing negative energy at you. And if you know for sure that that person is throwing negative energy, you can always do a protection spell or working around yourself, and at the same time you can also put up the mirror spell and actually mirror back that spell or that energy back and send it back to where it came from. Or you can gather that energy And if you're really advanced in the craft, you can actually use their negative energy and actually, from an alchemical point of view, transform it into something that's actually useful to you. So that's a good way of using some free energy to actually turn it into something positive for you, and take advantage of the negative energy that's being sent, transform it into something positive. That's alchemical, it's an alchemical practice, and it's probably out of the scope of beginner's work, but it is an option that you can use. If it is your mindset or their mindset, you just go to work on changing it. Start doing some work to change your mindset, start realizing that, okay, maybe I'm in a bit of a negative pattern here, and this stuff may be the result of negative thinking and or negative beliefs about myself and the world around me, so which is a good thing because it means I've got more control over the situation. I don't have to be afraid that somebody's cursing me. I can start taking action to start to change things. Always look at these situations in terms of solutions rather than who to blame and how do we get back at them, and revenge and beating self up. It doesn't do anybody any good. It doesn't do yourself good. It doesn't do the other person any good, and it just makes things worse. So if somebody comes to you believing they've been cursed, find out whether they have been cursed, whether it's just negative energy or whether it's coming from them, and then look for the best solution and just take it purely from problem solving point of view. Don't go blaming anybody, don't go beating yourself up or them up about themselves. Just find a solution and work through the solution. I have a module on protection magic in the Mystery Witch School 101. If you are wanting to take a Wicca to a more serious discovery, if you're confused about where to start or what to do or how to travel along an eclectic Wiccan path, and you want some guidance, mentorship and help, the Mystery Witch School 101 course is there for you. I will put the details in the description field below this video. It's a 12-month course that's drip fed to you over the course of 12 months, so you get a module each month. And you can take as long as you like, of course, to complete it. You don't have to complete it in 12 months. You can take 24 months, you could take 3 years, for as long as the course is available. Once you're a member, you are a member for the life of the course. So do take advantage of that if you are really struggling with knowing where to start and what to do. And also joining a community of like-minded people, because every fortnight, every 2 weeks that is, we get together over a webinar and talk about any questions anybody has, experiences people have, and you can get to know people that way as well. So if you like this video, hit the like button, share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe and comment. I'm Sandra from mysterywitchschool.com. Blessed be.